Hi everyone, we are Star Asia Taliaferro, Haley Cunningham, Alton Seabrook, Demetria Hoskins, and Casey Hart representing Def Jam. Thanks for taking the time to listen to our presentation. Have you ever had any experience of feeling unappreciated or that you weren't being treated fairly at work? Well, according to some past and current Def Jam artists, they have. With recent controversies and changes in industry trends, we want to further prove to current and future artists on the label that Def Jam is dedicated to their individual creative journeys for the long haul. With a tactic we refer to as the Constructive Care Program, our goal is to strengthen the relationship between artists and label executives using monthly and quarterly meetings, reanalyzing contracts, and ensuring artists are staffed with the best and hardworking members on the Def Jam team. Recent controversies with Def Jam include founder Russell Simmons stepping down from the company due to sexual assault allegations, and Frank Ocean leaving the label and referring to his relationship with Def Jam as like a bad marriage. Frank Ocean's final project with Def Jam, Endless, did not have nearly as much success as his first independent release, Blonde, which debuted as the #1 record on Billboard 200 albums chart. It's not just Def Jam, though. In this day and age, artists like Chance the Rapper have found success without formal label representation. This has sparked the conversation on if record labels are even necessary for an artist to be successful. However, we believe with the right adjustments, Def Jam will be viewed as one of the most artist-friendly record labels and a necessity in the industry. As Def Jam's board of directors, you are very familiar with Def Jam's superb standards and their variety of chart-topping artists. We want to use these previous successes as a launching point for our proposal. We are proposing a constructive care program, a program that will strengthen the bond between artists and label executives. This program will utilize existing strengths within the company while bringing more productive and personal connections to the label. The executives will meet with department heads each month, known as the roundtable meetings. The label will meet with the artist quarterly, either at the office or via video chat. Communication is key for strengthening relationships and resolving issues. We believe that with this program, relationships between the artist and label will improve. When Noah Callahan Beaver was appointed his position, Executive Vice President of Brand Strategy and Content, CEO Paul Rosenberg said, "I'm especially excited to have Noah and his skill set become a part of the future of Def Jam as we begin to re-image the label's platform further develop the brand." Since the newly introduced CEO plans to re-image the label, beginning this program would be an ideal improvement to redefine who Def Jam is and strengthen relationships with their artists in the long term to prevent any contract cancellations. Artists have been leaving the label because they aren't getting albums released. Artists like Big K.R.I.T. and Frank Ocean both left the label in 2016. Shortly after leaving the label, they released albums that were at least top 10 on the charts. Artists like August Alsina and Iggy Azalea have also voiced their frustrations with the label and have said they wanted to leave. Independent artists like Chance the Rapper have proven that artists can be successful and even win Grammy Awards without ever signing with a label. While those musicians don't have to share the royalties with a label, they are responsible for completely funding, staffing, and advertising for all of their work. Def Jam offers financial and staffing support to their artists, which ensures they are able to release their music while not having to work around the clock to do it. Def Jam's three major competitors are RCA, Columbia, and Atlantic Records. The major artists that come from these labels are Chris Brown, A$AP Rocky, Adele, Beyonce, Bruno Mars, and Cardi B. They are our biggest competitors because they have Grammy nominated and award-winning artists in the same genre as ours. Through the Constructive Care program, artists will develop an open dialogue with the company executives. This is an ongoing dialogue that will take place monthly. Through this dialogue, all contract renegotiations will be done. New teams will be hired, including lawyers, admin assistants, social media representatives. Royalties, percentages, and creative control rights will be discussed and changed if needed. Also, a progress report of what the artist has brought into the table since being signed will be reviewed. As the dialogue begins to develop, a mass hiring will take place. New social media personnel will be brought in, and artists will have their own PR and graphic design teams so that everything is tailor-made to their liking and especially for them. The law team will be evaluated at these meetings, and if layoffs or changes need to be made, it will take place during these roundtable discussions. There will be more confidentially contracts renewed and signed as well. We've taken a few of Def Jam's artists and projected their sales in albums, tour, and merchandise over the course of the next 3 years to show potential revenue loss if an artist were to leave the label. We've compared Justin Bieber, Big Sean, 2 Chainz, and August Alsina, and we've projected at least $94 million of revenue to be lost after the first year and will continue to rise after each of those, after year 2 and year 3. When Frank Ocean and Big Crit left Def Jam, we lost out on royalties and successes that we could have been a part of if they were still with the label. As we know, Def Jam does not want to lose money, and yet then again, who would? We'll be hiring a legal team of 5 to help with negotiating and rewriting contracts. A social media specialist and digital media specialist will be hired, as well as 2 admin assistants. Both the social media specialist will work alongside with the digital media to create content for social media and the company website to support the artists. The admin assistant will be the middleman between the executive and artist. Slate will be the communicator to make sure that meetings are scheduled and also taking place. For the first year, $983,000 are the projected amounts for the new hiring staff. Payroll taxes of $196 and marketing of $3,200, which will include press releases and monthly emails sent out to artists and employees. And those numbers will continue to increase for years 2 and year 3, depending on if new artists are signed and if more staff needs to be hired. Our milestones include, for year 1, determining where the division is occurring and displaying the trust and loyalty between the artist and the label. And some highlights could be conducting an evaluation of the current staff, hiring a legal team that aligns with the organization's needs, roundtable discussions between the artists and executives. In year 2, we want to start our first marketing campaign. Post-contract changes improve to the artists that their brand and individual success is important to Def Jam. We want to show them that not only can they trust us, but that they can depend on us as well. And those highlights will include starting campaigns for August Alsina and Iggy Azalea, 2 artists who have shared their frustrations with the label, and then evaluating those campaigns to see if we are on track, adjusting the campaigns that haven't met their goals. And for year 3, we would like to evaluate whether the artist is happy with the label and our work. We want to see we want them to see that we have been listening and we are trying our hardest to focus on the issues that have been brought to our attention. Highlights for year 3 are evaluating the positive energy our staff has brought to the campaigns and the culture of the label, evaluating how we have met the artist's needs and listened to what they want to see improved, and lastly, speaking with the artist about what they see in the future according to the recent changes. The future of this company lies with the artist and the future artist. After the first 5 years, Def Jam wants to reduce down to quarterly meetings to make sure that every artist and executives continue to be on the same page. If we make sure that as a label we are always on top of the game when it comes to the future opportunities for our artists, then we can retain them and the new artists that come to the label. The biggest problem we have is a lack of communication and trust. In the years to come with our program, we are hoping to illuminate those issues and build a better foundation between the artist and the label. We believe that shifting the focus at Def Jam to ensuring artists are happy with the representation and opportunities provided will make a huge difference in the long run. With controversies and changes in industry trends, it is more important now than ever that the artists on Def Jam feel appreciated and respected. Through meetings, reevaluating contracts and staffing, and dedication to the cause, Def Jam will not only remain successful in the music industry, but will be a label that artists feel they need to sign or stay with in order to receive the amount of success they feel they deserve. Thank you so much for taking the time to view our presentation. We would be happy to take the time now to address any questions or comments you may have for us.